focus. So I do apologize. You can all blame me. But I will be live. I mean, you can watch me play Drop Zone. Brand new RTS just launched today, just came out of beta. And I've got some keys to give away as well. So we'll be giving away some keys. So do stick around. You can win some Drop Zone keys when we start up the Drop Zone stream. So we'll do that a little bit later on too. And yeah, give away some keys. Have some fun with Drop Zone. It should be fun. It should be a good... It should be a fun, like... it should be a fun little stream. We're only going to be streaming it for like an hour or two. But yeah, it should be good. If it's good fun, I might stream a bit more. Get into it a bit. Become a professional half stone. God damn it! Become a professional drop zone caster instead. You know, you never know where your future lies. No, but we will be playing that a little bit in about 2 hours' time. So that's what's up with today. Just in case you're wondering why we won't cast both semi-finals, guys. Thank you for sticking around. Sorry for the downtime, but we're good to go. As we have to the bottom right-hand side of the map, the red Zerg player, it is ByuL. And he's going up against the blue Terran player, KeeN, to the upper left. Long Dong Silver 2071, I'm really glad that you're selfish enough to insult the guy that's bringing you these games. Like, hey, if you don't like my casting, that's fine. But if you want to be a dick about it, why don't you just leave? Because guess what? If I wasn't casting these games, no one would be casting these games. You know why? Because I'm the person that made this tournament. So believe it or not, without being a complete and utter dick, I think I'm fairly fair to say that you don't have to be such a douchebag in the chat. Thank you very much. Oh, I mod timed you out already. God damn it. On a serious note, just don't bitch. You know, just watch on me. You don't have to say shit in the chat. You know, this goes for anyone. I'm just going to speak for all content creators out there. If you don't like them, you know, maybe you don't enjoy it, just watch on me. You know, people who just talk shit, you put us in bad moods, you ruin our moods, and you make us feel as though what we're doing is a waste of time. And, you know, if you insult people like me, I'm not trying to be like, I feel as though maybe I'm being a little bit too self-centered right now, but, you know, you insult the content creators, you piss them off too much, they're probably going to stop, you know? I mean, there's obviously a very small minority of people that do that, but it definitely does ruin days and stuff, so be nice. Be nice. Cheer up. Just be happy. You know, just be happy that we get some content rather than no content at all. Even if you have to watch it on mute because you can't stand the caster. You know? Be more positive. Anyways, I'm going to stop talking. It's a really stupid thing to respond to. People will call me baited and they'll tell me to stop responding to trolls and stuff. I guess there's something to talk about for a couple of minutes as this Ripper just attacks a couple of Zerglings. So we are here on Abyssal Reef, and we're going to see a couple of Queens moving forwards. The drones is going to be going back towards the natural expansion as well. Link speed is on the way up, and Pneumatized Carapace building as well. So early stages from ByuL is just looking to be safe, standard, make sure you can get in towards his 3 hatcheries with no problem at all, make sure he's not going to be caught off guard by any kind of weird, you know, hellbat attack or anything. Make sure he's going to have good scouting to know exactly what's going on at all points. And as the barracks moves away from that tech lab, it looks as though we're going to be seeing the starport swapping on over, and probably a Cloak Banshee coming out early. Now we might see a Cloak and a Medivac or something coming on in, or a Cloak and a Viking. But it will just be the Banshee. Okay. I mean, sometimes we see Cloak starting up and then maybe a Medivac initially to Hellion drop and then into a Banshee afterwards. So yeah, I'm just going to be seeing the few Hellions just join up together and looking to see what's going on. Overlord moving around as well. And I'm just going to be seeing the Banshee. No Cloak actually is interesting from KeeN. Kind of more of a safety Banshee than anything else. Just saying like, hey, I want to get this up, make sure things are going to, things are going to be safe and all the rest of it as well. So just going to be seeing the Overlord sat in the center. Yeah, it's really interesting. Just like a safety Banshee, KeeN just saying, yeah, I don't want to die. And that's what I'm going to focus on early. As we do see a few Hellions moving out. Only the 6 Hellions made. Wow, interesting opening. Intrigued to see what his follow-up is. Probably moving in towards Bio. And yes, we'll see what happens. Anyways, a few Hellions moving around. I'm just going to be seeing the hatchery on the way over towards the 3rd base. So, I mean, Hellions just attacking here a little bit. I mean, it's just kind of nice and standard from KeeN, really, if you look at it. I mean, it's just going to be fairly passive. You know, Banshee to stay a bit safer, harass a little bit, but not commit too much to it. You know, he'll get a couple of drone kills, for example, and, yeah, I mean, just little bits of damage as he sets up into the 3 bases and just goes from there. And we're going to see that lair about halfway done as well from ByuL right now. So lair about halfway done. As you see those Hellions going to dive in once more. One drone goes down. Maybe another one here shortly as the Zerglings come in. They catch a Hellion. And the Zerglings continue to come in behind this mineral line, continuing to fight through this Hellions. 3 workers going down in total recently. It's not too much. I mean, the Hellions going down. I mean, you may as well try and dive at this point, I guess, if you feel safe enough back at home. He's actually playing mech. He's making more Hellions than Cyclones as well now, and he is on quad gas with only 1 Rax. Man, I guess to be fair, there actually is going to be, well, you know what? I actually guess there is probably going to be, just a mech play here from KeeN. Interesting. Didn't really catch on to that too quickly. I do apologize, but yeah, it's going to be mech. Well, in that case, it's even better to kind of sack the Hellions because you're going to be making more of them anyways, losing 4 to potentially get so much damage. You know, it's like it's the opportunity thing. You know, there's the potential to do so much damage there that you may as well just take it and see what happens. Thank you very much, by the way, for cautions and 47 Ness. He just hit the sub button. Do appreciate that, guys. I'll give you a proper shout out at the end of the game. But thank you very much for subbing. I see some love in the chat. I'll shout you out properly at the end of this game when we have a bit more time to focus on the love that you guys deserve. Spire is on the way up here from ByuL. I mean, right now he is going into missile upgrades, so he's identified what's going on. Still going to commit to the Spire nonetheless. And we'll see how many mutas he makes. I mean, he may only make 5 or 6, just to force out a couple of 4s and then go into a big, strong Roach follow-up. Or he might just keep the Spire for later in the game and use it as a transition if he kind of sees an opportunity to mass up Mutalisk. Because right now he is making a fair few Roaches. Maybe more so than you'd expect if he wants to suddenly make a lot of mutas, because otherwise he would be saving up gas. That said, he is still saving up quite a lot of gas, so... Roach speed is starting here from ByuL. You can see those 1-1 upgrades about halfway done as well, and well, these couple of Banshees moving around the center of the map there. We'll look to see where they can go in the next few moments. So these couple of Banshees will move on around, going to move over to the right-hand side. Hydras Den drops down from ByuL as a follow-up. He does make the 6 mutas. Again, I think 5 or 6 is a pretty friendly number, because it forces some 4s out, it forces some Vikings and turrets, and you're probably going to get a couple of worker kills, but it's not a huge commitment, you know, and actually it's going to work out really nicely here, because you will be able to chase these Banshees down, and that's always going to be a big benefit as well. So hunting down these Banshees, shutting them down before they get too much more damage done as well, is really sweet. So picks those Banshees off, and Mutas and the Overseer moving onto the map once again. So, yeah, moving across the map, and ByuL will be, again, I mean, he's only looking to kind of get a couple of SCVs, distract the Terran player for a little while here. Abyssal Reef has actually been very popular for mech play as of late. We've seen a lot of players looking to play mech. Yesterday in the Guild for SC2 monthly finals, Cass was playing mech against TLO on this map. I mean, you can see why. Easy 3, 4, and even 5 bases for a meching player. It's got a lot of narrow pathways, so you're not likely to get flanked. But it is large as well, which means that, you know, counterattacks are have got potential against the mech. But I think in general the Terran players, you know, there's a lot of kind of direct pathways to opponents' bases, and that's what the mech players like. You know, they're not going to get flanked, not going to get engaged into while they're unsieged mid-map. You know, it's kind of, there's a few different things that are definitely positives for mech here, so interesting that we keep on seeing it as we continue setting up. And I'm just going to be seeing that Hive about 75% of the way done. So Hive on the way up here as well. The Hydra Den finishes up Muscular Augments as we see a few Hydras will start to collect together just outside of the 4th base. I mean, ByuL, we're yet to see what his kind of overall plan is here against the mech. I think obviously one of the main things is getting into that Hive tech though. Roach Hydra is obviously the sort of correct main composition that you want initially. But you do start to need Vipers and so much more than just Roach Hydra. And that's what the Hive is going to allow you to do. So that's what we see right now. Hive finishing. And there's the first 2 Vipers on the way. These Roaches in position to start catching these Hellions. And he'll get a couple more kills as those Hellions run on by. One more just before the Hellions go out of range. And a couple of CCs building up from KeeN as well. Lots of tanks over in position here towards the 3rd base. So a lot of tanks over there. I mean, it's that, you know, ByuL can't really attack into that location just yet. At least not until he's got Vipers. Again, for him, it's going to be all about abducting 1 or 2 tanks at a time. Maybe dropping Blind Clouds to take a bit of a bigger fight if the tanks are all clumped up together. And you're still flying around as well. And again, they can maybe take down an SCV or so. Possibility in the next few moments as we see the few Cyclones are going to pick off the chain engine right there. So Cyclones picking off the chain engine. We do see again these Hellions continue to go down to the bottom right-hand side. So going down towards the bottom right, we're just going to be seeing these Hellions continuing to do a little bit more damage on towards this mineral line. Some more drones getting taken down. 10 workers killed, not bad for just a handful of Hellions. Makes up a little bit for the Hellions he lost to the left side of the map just a few moments ago. As the Roaches and Hydras moving forwards once again, and just sitting in the center here. Ultra Cavern on the way up too from ByuL. And he's just going to be, I guess the Ultra Cavern is something I didn't really see coming myself, but it's going to be a good way to fight against the mech army if you get the correct engagement. I imagine it's going to be difficult here though on Abyssal Reef because of how narrow so many of these pathways are. And abduct forwards here from one of these tanks and a couple of Vikings. Going to be a nice start as we see ByuL. How much is he going to commit up this ramp? We see a few more Vikings being abducted in. One Viper being killed off already. The second Viper does get away. And now ByuL will pull back. It was not a bad trade for him. I mean, loses a Viper and a few Roaches and Hydras. But kills a tank, multiple Vikings. Say this is pretty nice, and at the same time pulls the Vikings out of position, allowing the Mutalisks to come in, maybe kick off a tank. Unfortunately, doesn't quite work out. But he still only loses one Mutalisk at the same time. So, still okay here from ByuL, just multitasking, attacking in different locations. And of course, that's one of the best things you can do against a mech player. Start attacking in different locations around the map and seeing what might happen as we see the Mutalisks coming up the left-hand side. And they're looking to see if they can get a bit more damage done. One Mutalisk gets picked off here right away. And you see the Overseer getting shot down as well. So Overseer getting shot down too. And Viper's starting to consume their Evo Chambers. Get some of that energy back. Make sure you don't kill it though. Don't want to lose that +3 Carapace. It's the last thing you want to happen right now, so... Oh, no! Sad face. The feelings when your +3 gets denied because you kill your own Evo Chamber. That was a little bit awkward. As you see the meters picking off. I think it was a Hellion, was it? Maybe it was a Cyclone, actually. I think it was a Hellion. Trying to tell from the debris that's floating off into the sky. I don't think I'm ever going to get bored of units dying floating upwards on this map. Doesn't really make logical sense that nothing else acts as though it's underwater, apart from when stuff dies, but hey, you know, it's it's fun to watch. Did you guys see there was on our StarCraft, there's a engagement between Ravens and BCs, and basically the Ravens auto-seeked all of the BCs which clumped together on Abyssal Reef. And because it's Abyssal Reef, like, you have the explosion, it looks cool, and then all of the pieces of battlecruiser blow up and go all over the map. It was sick. It was so sick. Really, really awesome as we see ByuL gathering up towards the top side. I see Sensor Tower is down from KeeN, and he's going to be keeping an eye on those few units and just kind of knowing where his opponent's going to be attacking into in the near future. And we'll see a few of these Vikings and KeeN moving around as well. He's actually got a lot of Vikings. Nidus Network on the way up. Great Aspire as well. I mean, ByuL is obviously building into pretty much everything to just make sure he's got available to him all of the different opportunities, all different possibilities that he might need to use throughout this game. And we've seen the Vikings just continue moving around. We see a nice scan to pick off those few Roaches trying to burrow forwards. And a little bit of a stalemate situation right here where obviously ByuL doesn't really want to attack into the meching Terran player, but KeeN doesn't really want to apparently move out yet despite being maxed out. So both players will sort of sit kind of AFK mid-map. A couple of Vipers will get picked off here. Actually, there's a lot of Hydras, and I don't think actually KeeN realized how many Hydras were underneath these Vipers, because he just lost pretty much every single Viking. That is probably not meant to happen quite like that, as we're going to be seeing one Hydra. Is going to get the last Viking? Yes, he does. And we do just see still these siege tanks just sieging up, and Command Center here as well. We see a Nidus in the back of the main, and a few Hellions and Cyclones coming into position. There's a lot of Roaches moving out of this, though, actually, and actually maybe enough Roaches to really make a fight out of this. So Roaches going to trade pretty well here overall, I'd say. The 4 trying to come into position, but it's a level 4 away. Now come the Ultralisks, and KeeN is starting to lose out quite heavily here in this main base, as yeah, these Ultras coming in as well. It really just helps out a little bit more to kind of fight with. He's making his way towards this 4. There's a couple of tanks sieged up in the back now. The 4 will now go down as well. Oh, actually, 4's going to stay alive. Now we see Queens coming through. Ultralisks will have a little bit more health to work with now if these Queens are able to transfuse. This Roach is blocking this Ultraman. What a douchebag of a Roach. He was sat there for ages blocking this Ultralisk, because we're going to be seeing this starport to the left side. Going to get picked off. Queen taking a lot of damage as well. And you see the two Ultras continue to move forwards. I mean, there's the transfuser starting to come in. That's what we're expecting to see on this Ultralisk. Keep it alive for as long as possible, killing off tanks. And finally he gets blown and gets to float up to the surface to be able to breathe again, I guess. Although, I guess you can't breathe if you've been blown to pieces. So it's not exactly the best of situations, is it? You see these few siege tanks going to unsiege, and they're just going to be moving forward slightly in towards the center of the map. +1 ship weapons is on the way from KeeN as well. That's something which didn't get denied by this armory dying. Keeping that alive, these SCVs repairing it, doing God's work, keeping those important upgrades rolling on in. But the thing is, I mean, ByuL traded pretty well there. You can see the supply is 200 still from ByuL and 160 from KeeN. He was maxed out just previously. So fight definitely going the way of ByuL overall. And as we see the transfuse coming down, Viper gets healed on up. And we're going to be seeing these Hyperflight Rotors now coming into the game from KeeN as well. So Hyperflight Rotors coming on down. And these units just moving in towards the center of the map. Getting ready to go, getting ready to attack up towards the upper left side. Look to see what's going to happen next. Nice abduct to pick off a Viking. Doesn't lose a Viper just yet, and it's a nice transfuse as well to keep the Viper alive. And it's ByuL. Does he fight into this position? Does he fight into this position? Let's see. We see these Vipers still up in the skies and looking to see what's maybe going to happen next. I mean, what do you do now in terms of pushing on in? He has to get rid of these turrets before the Vipers can move forwards, otherwise they're just going to suicide. And well, here we go. Seeker Missile comes down on the Hydra in the middle of the army. Seeker Missile goes off, and Hydras do take a beating. But ByuL is still pushing forwards, and I think he has to pull away. He loses a lot here, but he does have money to remax. And that's, of course, kind of the strength of Zerg play against the meching Terran. You're able to build up such a large economy and such a large bank, but the idea is you engage, and then you remax, and then you engage again, and you just take it kind of piece by piece. We'll pick up a turret in a sensor tower with a couple of Hydras. And it's nice. I mean, little bits and pieces. Good creep spread as well from ByuL all around the map at the moment. It's coming around here. These Ultras looking to see where they can go as well in the next couple of moments. So, Ultras still moving around, looking to see what's happening. You can see these Vikings joined up in the sky from KeeN, and a Raven just joined in the center of them as well. Still some more Vipers continue coming up, a couple more Corruptors. And all of those upgrades in the production tab too. You can see ByuL just investing into everything right now. The problem is he has to start finding a way to actually break through this army. It's difficult, you know. There's Vikings to deal with the Vipers. There's a lot of Vikings actually at that. I mean, we see Vipers being remade. We sort of have to see Vipers being remade. There's still meters up as well from earlier in the game. They just sat to this left-hand side, just looking to kind of sit overhead and just go from there. As we're going to be seeing the Ultras was moving around here from ByuL. So just positioning his army. He's got Evo Chambers coming up in the center, so he can consume with those Vipers. Hopefully this time will not actually kill his. Well, I guess he can't kill his own Evo Chambers now if they're not being used. So let's see what else is going on around the map. Not a lot. He's just moving around all over the place. A couple of Hellbats getting shut down as ByuL continues to expand. Pretty much the entire map being taken now. Pretty much the entire map being taken. That's kind of crazy. Considering it's Abyssal Reef, I mean, we've still got a couple bases left. I mean, I guess the tough thing is, you know, as KeeN, how do you start taking these bases? You're so focused on this left-hand side at the moment. How do you start pushing out into other bases? It's almost as though you have to mine out before you can start going over in that direction. I'm just going to be seeing the, well, Broodlords coming into play, but I mean, there is lots of Vikings, right? So, I mean, also Ravens. And it's not as though there isn't an army to get rid of the Broodlords, which have come into play right here. A couple of Cloak Banshees, and, well, no detection or anti-air to the far right side of the map, so KeeN not able to do much about this just yet. You can see Spore Crawler just start to come down now. Actually still taking some hits as Vikings moving forwards. We are seeing Broodlords being picked off one at a time. In fact, a lot of Broods getting taken down right there. 19 minutes in game. Today is just the day of long games. We saw between Hero and Guru some very long games, a 20-minute game, a 30-minute game. And we're 20 minutes into this one right now, and honestly, no sign that it's going to end anytime soon. As, I mean, ByuL's still in this position where he doesn't want to fight. You know, he doesn't want to engage in this current situation as those two Banshees are starting to work their way through this hatchery. So ByuL's starting to work his way through this hatchery. You're going to see the Queens working their way through the Banshees as well, and they are going to get shot down. You can see a Banshee Rotor look kind of funny flying into the sky right there, as apparently there's just a whole bunch of parasitic bombs going down. You can see some abducts still coming forwards. The Vipers doing their best to try and come in, abduct and back away before they get killed off by the Vikings. That's why the Queen Transfuse is coming useful as well, as right now, this is where these Hydras need to move forwards. However, Seeker Missiles come down and the Broodlords, and only two of them going to get blown up in the end. It's a nice split away by ByuL to minimize the damage. Vikings still fighting as well, though, still putting damage out onto the Vipers and anything else they find in the skies. The triple Banshee to the right side moving around as well, as KeeN still looking for opportunities. Scan coming down into Queen's Hydras. Where do they want to go next? I'm not too sure. Another hatchery over here. Going to get shot down in the next few moments. Spore Crawler is going to be continuing to fight as well. Hydra's trying to chase, Vipers trying to catch. I mean, just trying to shut down the Banshees, but it's just not happening. It's just not happening. Banshees still on the south, seeing where they can go. This CC still can't take this base because of creep spread. We still have a very passive game here on Abyssal Reef. I'm not actually sure what the rest of the maps are, but I wonder if we're going to see a lot more mech in this series, actually. There's a possibility, of course, we do see these Banshees starting to work their way through these drones. Just going to see these Banshees still looking around, still looking to see what else is happening, what else is going on. They turn around, actually, the Banshees will now go down, so that's a nice little pick off there from ByuL. A little bit of a mistake from KeeN, as KeeN's still just on the 5 base, is still looking for a way to try and push out into the 6 base, but he has to get rid of the creep spread, which he's still not been able to do. A couple of tanks over here going to get killed by Broodlings and Hydralisks. I mean, he kills off a hatchery though, so I guess worthwhile overall. Still the entire map covered in creep. A hatchery to the far top right hand side as well. And we've seen these couple of Ultralisks just getting picked off as well. Broodlords on the way up, and ByuL continuing to be continue to just set up into it. I mean, it's just a crazy game right now. I mean, it's a little bit well, it's just kind of a longer mech game, I guess. Which can be crazy, I guess you can describe it as crazy, but I guess it's kind of standard for a game like this where neither player wants to overcommit into each other. Pushing up the top side, we're going to be seeing these units getting set to go once again. And these Vikings going to be pushing forwards, and whoa, parasitic bombs initially are very good. Vikings start to split away, but there's a lot of parasitic bombs on there. A lot of damage going out. More parasitic bombs coming down. Vikings are going to start blowing up. A lot of them getting very low on health. He just splits away last moment. Oh no, he flies into the parasitic bomb that's left behind. He just doesn't lose those units. Oh my god, parasitic bombs doing a lot of damage here. Look at those Vikings, all in the red. Oh man, I mean, if he kills those, that's ByuL able to fight so much more easily into this. With that said, 7 more Vikings being made almost straight away once again. So 7 more Vikings on the way up. Continue to build these right now, and well, you see some Hellbats and tanks coming down this south side, so they're continuing to attack on through as well, and you see this scan coming down, and Crypt Units being cleaned on out. Going to be seeing the Evo Chamber taking a bit of damage as well, and these Hydras and Queens, the Ultras too, just moving around for ByuL, looking to see what's up and what's going on. Do you see the Banshees to the south side from KeeN starting to work their way through this hatchery? So hatchery is getting picked away at. We will be falling in the next couple of moments, and well, here come these Ravens getting set to go. We see Seeking Missiles initially. Broodlord is going to have to try and split away. He does manage to get away there. Stuff dying all over the place at the moment, as it looks as though this is a position which ByuL really wants to contend. You know, stop this 6 base from coming up, and that's what he's aiming for. Seeking Missiles again onto the front. Broodlord, parasitic bombs, getting rid of all of these Ravens though, and that is an expensive loss from KeeN, who doesn't have the gas to realistically rebuild too many Ravens. At 200 gas a pop, they are way too expensive to just rebuild out of nowhere. And KeeN, well, he's mining out of gas, right? No 3rd base gas left anymore. 4th base gas mined out. 5th base gas only has 1,000 gas left, apart from this base here. So if he loses this base, he's only got 1,000 gas left to work with. Here we go. ByuL starts to take a fight, moving on forwards. I mean, tanks are going down. We see the Ultra pushing forwards too. And the Vikings are going to be pushed all the way back, and I think ByuL has done it, because he can still rebuild, he can still remax. Whereas again, we've just been saying it, KeeN does not have the gas income to rebuild anything else. He has enough gas left on the map to build 5 more Ravens. Or something like, you know, 12, 13 Vikings. It's not a lot. It's really not a lot for him to work with anymore. I mean, he can try and take this bottom left base. He's going to get this base up once again, but I feel as though ByuL should be right back in position, trying to take it once more. You know, he's got 6 more Ultras, 5 more Vipers. He's not going to let this base mine for very long. I think that's almost a definite at this point. So that's what we are starting to see here as we set on up. We're going to be seeing the Vikings are joining up overhead, and well, Banshees to the left-hand side, picking off a couple of creep tumors. We see Queens and Hydras and Vipers and Broods all moving up the right and looking to see what they can do. Ultralisk as well. And it's going to be seeing the we'll just continue to pop. A few more Hydras on the way, and yeah, this army of ByuL is in position to get rid of this orbital. Oh no! He's so close to seeing it. Ah, that's so unlucky. Because actually, if you can reel that up, I still don't think mineral's the issue, though. I think it's all about gas. I mean, he can start to set that up. It's something. Does ByuL have Burrow? He does. I'm surprised he didn't burrow Hydras or something here, just to kind of watch for when this base gets taken, because again, it is going to be maybe one of the deciding features in this game. 25 minutes in. See two Banshees still coming around the top side. KeeN will fly in towards this hatchery right here, so he's going to start doing some damage onto this. Hatchery is going to start falling, so hatchery's starting to go down. A few Banshees still to the south side. And then these Banshees do fly away. Drone cancelling the hatchery, and, well, again, Hydra's still looking for opportunities. Still looking for opportunities. Greater Spire is about halfway done now from ByuL as well. You see Sporecrawler going to reposition. I don't believe he checked this base and then he moved away from it. That little bit of extra gas mining just goes such a long way. 5 more Banshees being made. Is Banshees the right idea? I mean, it's really tough to say. I mean, it feels like Banshees die so quickly, but it's difficult to say. It's difficult to say. Still so many Vipers as well in the skies. I mean, what is the right thing to do from either side right now? I'm really not too sure. Wagner's still up here from KeeN. You'll see some Hydras going over to the left-hand side as well. You can see actually these Banshees moving forwards. And he's going to start picking off a lot of these Crypt Tumors. So a lot of Tumors starting to go down as Hydras push forwards. There's going to be a couple of Banshees getting cleaned on out, or at least pushed away. Does he see this base? ByuL, please. Dude, you're so close to seeing this. Like, surely you've got to check it at some point. Parasitic bombs coming down once again. A few Corruptors in the sky, just adding on that little bit of extra damage to help pick off the Vikings once they're very low on health from the parasitic bombs, because again, they're left on red. So many of them. Got more Broodlords morphing in right away. I mean, these Vikings are so heavily damaged, though. A few Hydras down here, probably not going to be what he needs against these Banshees, because there's just a few too many of the Banshees, and he cloaks up anyways, so these Hydras will go down. He does now see the base, though, right? He sees the refinery. No, he still doesn't with the Hydra moving further forwards. He doesn't see this. That's crazy. This base right now from KeeN is his income, you know? He's got this base here, which isn't mining much apart from gas, I guess. It's all about this bottom left base, which is just going huge right now. As the Banshee is still moving around, picking off Creep Tumors and whatever else is possible. A couple of Banshees over here moving around. And his Broodlings are... He's killing his own queens right now, I guess, to rebuild some mutas. Wants to open up his supply, build some mutas to deal with the Banshees. Not a bad idea, because it will stop the Banshee harassment. A couple of ducks coming forwards. Still, these Vipers looking to see what they can do. ByuL now starting to run out of gas himself. And he uses a Greater Spire. I feel as though ByuL isn't, you know, he's running out of gas, but he does have, you know, this base as well. Will probably be ByuL's to take with the way the game has been positioned as of late. So, still a tough position here as we see Broods firing down onto these Hellbats. And, well, Vikings going to push forwards and nothing in a forward location to protect the Broodlords right now. The Vikings are doing huge damage. Where's the Parasitic Bomb? 2 Parasitic Bombs going to clean this up. We see, oh no, Secret Missiles onto the Vipers. They pull away to the side. Goodbye, Vipers, though. They're definitely going to go down as now ByuL pushes on through this main army. Is there enough here from ByuL? Well, he's got Queens in the back, but they're not transfusing the Ultralisks. There's one Ultra for him to transfuse right now, and he is starting to transfuse. There's another one that's caught behind. It looks as though ByuL's going to make it happen. He pushes on through. The turrets keep on dropping. That, I think, is just going to be enough to type out the GG from KeeN. Let's see, the last Broodlord is still in the sky as well. In fact, I mean, there's still not very much here. Mostly just Queens. A few more Vipers rebuilding. Still some Banshees flying around. Where are the Mutalisks? He built these mutas and he hasn't even used them yet to deal with these 2 Banshees, which picked off the Greater Spire. They've been on ByuL's side of the map forever, these 2 Banshees. They've done way more damage than they should have done. And, I mean, the business should have been over here a long time ago to clean those out. Finally on the way over now, so, well, they started to. Overseer's on the way, but the Banshee, the Mutalisks themselves have decided to stop. Apparently they don't want to keep on moving. They don't want to keep on moving. Mutas, man. So disobedient. We really see this attack to the left-hand side now. I mean, this should have happened a long time ago. But ByuL didn't make it happen a long time ago, and so he let so much gas be mined from these refineries. I mean, that's 2k gas that should have never come into the game from KeeN. I mean, ByuL was very unfortunate not to see it in the first place. Even past that, like, you know, he had so many chances just... I mean, he should have just left a Hydra there, or 1 unit burrowed, to see this expansion when it gets taken. This gives KeeN way more to play with than he should have had. It's still okay. I mean, ByuL's still going to win the game. It's just small mistakes, which, in other games, I mean, maybe it would have been what cost him. Maybe it would have been what ended up costing him in the end, as we do see the Vikings, Hellbats, and a couple of these 4 tanks set up to the top side. And see this Sporecrawler being targeted down by a Banshee. So Sporecrawler will fall, will get picked off right there. I'm just going to see this barracks moving forwards a little bit, landing once again. A few more Hellbats building, and Overseer is on the way up too from ByuL, so Overseer sets on up. It's ready to go. And Hydras, Ultras, Queens, Vipers. I mean, the army from ByuL looks as good as it ever has. And you look at KeeN's army, well, the fact he's making Hellbats, I mean, he hasn't made Hellbats for what, like 10, 15 minutes? Because he doesn't need Hellbats at this point. But now he can't build anything else because he just only has minerals. I mean, what else are you going to build? More barracks? Marines? Good transition. Army to the top side. I mean, we still got Banshees flying around here all over the place. Where are the Mutalists, man? He made these Mutalists to deal with Banshees, and they've just done absolutely nothing, I swear. They've been the most useless Mutalists we've ever seen. You can see this attacks on and push on forwards. A couple of Vikings getting abducted in. Viper count is still pretty low. I mean, ByuL himself is running out of gas too. He has got extra bases though, and that's the difference. Yes, KeeN has gas now as well, still here to this space which he's just taken. So I guess he does have that there, as we see starting to push on forwards a little bit further. Vikings and Hellbats seeing what they can do. Another tank sieges. Troop tunes being cleaned out as well, and Hydras again just doing little bits and pieces of damage. Getting set up and ready to go. And Viper's going to abduct forwards once again. A few more of these Vikings getting taken down, so a few more Vikings getting shot down, and another abduct, another tank going to get killed off. Still ByuL playing so patiently as we see a Hellion run by. I mean, I guess they'll kill some drones, but I don't think that's really the issue for ByuL. I mean, he's got 3,000 minerals to rebuild drones with, so I don't think that's going to be the kind of end of the game for him. Oh my god, the Mutas are doing something! I can't believe it! The Mutas have arrived! Is this real life? Are the Mutas actually doing something in this game? Because, man, they were really not doing anything in forever. Vikings still to the top as we see a scan coming down on the army, keeping track of what's up over here. And we'll be seeing the scans continue to come down. Continue to keep an eye on what is happening as we see the tanks pushing forwards themselves. And we'll want to siege up in a moment or so. Still a planetary to the far left side, and orbital over here. Tank's starting to do a lot of damage here at this point. And Spire just on the way up still. He actually lost a Greater Spire earlier. So I guess he's going to start rebuilding. I can't believe KeeN's still in this game. I mean, ByuL's playing it safe. Arguably too safe? I don't know. Actually. I mean, better safe than sorry, right? So, let's see a few tanks going to get abducted forwards, and these tanks are going to disappear. A few Hellbats taking some damage as well. Parasitic bombs still firing, and it's going to be GG now. ByuL will